Hi, this is Josh with Relationship Architecture. This week's blog is on forgiveness, which is our second foundational component in our marriage program. And forgiveness just is something that I talk about all the time in a counseling office, and we see as a huge part of our program is people not understanding how important forgiveness is. I mean, so many people say like, "Oh yeah, I think you should just move on, just forget the past, like put it in the past," which sounds great. And I believe that we need to put things in the past and keep things in the past, but we have to forgive in order to successfully do that. Well, there's a long list of reasons why people typically don't forgive. I'm going to give you 3 that I feel like are the most popular, the most prevalent reasons people don't forgive. The first one is that they believe forgiving sends the message that what happened was okay. And actually that is not the case at all. In lots of situations, it's a given that what happened was not okay. There's very little doubt in most situations that what so-and-so did to you or to someone else was wrong or inappropriate. Forgiving is not a judgment on what happened. It's just saying, I don't want to be angry, I don't want to be bitter, or I don't want to be resentful. So I'm forgiving, I'm letting go of this. I've learned what I can and I'm letting go. That's not saying you're okay with what happened. The second reason that people choose not to forgive is because they believe the person that hurt them it doesn't deserve it. So they haven't paid the price. And I see couples and I see individuals struggle with this when they were hurt and they don't want to give any kind of satisfaction to this person that hurt them by forgiving them. And it's like they feel like the judicial system needs to be played out in their life, and like, I can't give them that. They need to suffer more. And I tell people all the time, that's not healthy. That doesn't allow you to heal. That doesn't allow you to leave stuff in the past and move forward. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was okay, and it certainly doesn't mean this person deserves forgiveness. There are people that do not deserve to be forgiven, but that doesn't mean that it's good for you. So forgiving is about you. It's not about the other person. In some situations, it does release this other person, but it releases you more of the bitterness and resentful and fear and anger that is brought on by that original hurt. So the third reason people don't forgive is because they don't feel like they can trust the person that hurt them. And again, you hear that, you're like, well, yeah, that makes sense, except forgiveness doesn't pertain to the future, and it doesn't also have anything to do with trust. Forgiveness is about something that's already happened that you want to let go of and move on. Trust is a whole other subject that has to do with someone's trustworthiness. Their track record has to do with expectations and boundaries that you get to decide based on who they are and what you've experienced and what you've seen. Are they trustworthy, and do you want to get close to them? But you can forgive them and not get close to them. There will be people that you shouldn't trust, maybe ever again, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't forgive. So those are 3. There's a long list of reasons that we cover in the marriage program that people get hung up on, that they choose not to forgive, but they only hurt themselves in the process. So if one of those applies to you, hopefully you can find some encouragement and some motivation to move forward and forgive, and know that it's not forgetting, and it's not just like you forgave them and you never deal with it again. It's an ongoing commitment that you have to live out, but it releases you from living in that resentment and bitterness. So hopefully that's been helpful. Check back next week. We get into our 3rd section of our foundational components. Also want to wish you a Merry Christmas as the holiday seasons are upon us. Forgive those in your family that maybe have hurt you, that you're holding on to resentment, and maybe that allows you to be a little more present, a little more accepting of those in your family this holiday season. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next week.